Thank you for joining us today. My name is Craig O'Neill. I'm the Business Development Manager for FLIR's premium line of products in the Americas. I'm excited today to introduce you to FLIR InSite, FLIR's first step in a long journey of digital solutions as we work to meet the needs of the industry and of the market that we serve in the digital solution realm. FLIR InSite is basically a three-step process: prepare, inspect, and deliver. For many years now, FLIR has been a leader in the second and third phases of this process. Our cameras have been second to none and have the unique features that are necessary to inspect infrared problems and deliver the information needed to help in this market. Before we talk a little bit about InSite, I want to explain a little bit about our software landscape. And if you look at this slide right here, one thing stands out to me. Our current landscape is a bit segmented. It's not all that unified. As I mentioned, our camera GUI, the features that we have from MSX to one-touch level and span, are second to none and unique in the market. We also have very unique standpoint with our FLIR One, with the apps that are available through the FLIR One, and with our Tools mobile app that allows you some simplification of image analysis and camera connection. We also have a second to none desktop solution with our Report Studio and our Tools Plus packages, as well as the SDKs through our Atlas Windows and Atlas Mac solutions. But as we move into the next phase of our digital solutions, InSite is going to be the connecting piece that allows us to have those unique features in the camera talk to the mobile devices, to have those images added to the cloud. InSite allows us to take those images and make sure that we can maximize what we can utilize in Tools Plus or Report Studio. So again, I see InSite as being that linking piece right in between the full portfolio that FLIR has and gets us into that next phase of the industry's needs. One of the things that we like to look at is discuss the value of the FLIR InSite product. I like to separate this into three simple scenarios: a short-term value to you, the end user, a medium-term value, and a long-term value. If I look at our short-term value, we allow you to build that historical data to trend on those analysis pieces. But that means we have to start now. We have to begin gathering that historical data and define criticality. As we move into more of a medium term, we can start working to analyze that data. We can begin to do trending and graph that allows you to know when something might fail. But as we look more to the long-term future, we're not looking at the might fail. We can begin looking at that trending and that historical data to automatically identify faults. We can know through a trend or historical data that this piece of equipment will fail. And we can assess criticality, and even at that point, we can assign somebody to go out and look at that piece of equipment, look at that asset to ensure that there is a need to repair it immediately. InSite pulls all of our software solutions together. It crosses the boundary from the first steps of preparation all the way to the ability to deliver some solutions, whether it be immediately through its cloud-based capabilities or whether it be through a basic report. As we look at our solutions portfolio, I like to separate it, what we currently have, into three. Some of these you're probably familiar with. FLIR's reporting-only suite of products, from the Tools or the Tools Plus to the Report Studio, is second to none. If you've used our Microsoft Word compatible reporting feature or our Tools Plus features that allow you to basically and very simplistically create a PDF report, you probably are already aware of the advantage of utilizing FLIR's reporting. But what many people are not aware of is where we stand as it relates to a full feature CMMS or EAM solution. Our Atlas SDK is a linking piece to allow multiple users to use the components from the FLIR, the hardware components from FLIR in our cameras, as well as our digital solutions. And they can work either independently or they can work with whatever facilities, CMMS solutions, or asset management solutions you're currently using. If you're an organization like National Grid, as an example, they've developed their own in-house asset management solution. And FLIR's Atlas SDK allows them to access the necessary data from every infrared image and pull that into their system and make sure that they are able to manage that system the best that they can as it relates to their thermal infrastructure. Now, if you utilize an off-the-shelf third-party type of solution like Maximo or Bigfoot, we're going to be there for you too. Now, where we see a big hole in the industry is that simplified workflow management. There are other people out there in the industry that have their own solution, but those lean more towards a full-feature CMMS. Our InSite is only focused on how FLIR can help you at this time. The InSite Simplified Workflow Management allows a customer to have all of the images associated with any problems, whether they be critical or approved for repair in the cloud. They can use those for reference, and they can share all of this information immediately without having to send an Excel spreadsheet to a colleague. What are the customer target groups? How are the people that are going to be connected by InSite? Where do they play? And I love this slide because this brings us into the people that are the FLIR power users, like Predictive Maintenance Pete and Thermography Theo. You'll notice in the images both of those users have a FLIR T-Series camera. They may use a FLIR camera and FLIR test and measurement equipment on a daily basis. They may use it on a weekly basis, but a lot of the groundwork for an organization with regards to their thermal inspections are going to come from Pete and Theo. If we skip over all the way to the right, production supervisor Sean and maintenance manager Manny, those guys may never touch a camera. They may only approve the inspections, review the reports, and assign a work order. That assigned work order leads us to the guys in the middle. Maintenance electrician Miles and lineman Linus. Those guys receive that work order. They may even have a FLIR camera, an EX series or an E series camera or a C series camera from FLIR. Those are the guys that are doing the work to repair that solution from the work order by the supervisors and the managers. They're actually going into the field and repairing this. Now, wouldn't it be nice if after that repair they flip the switch and turn their equipment on, and they can open InSite and they can see an image of what that equipment is supposed to look like when it's repaired? They have that capability. They can also take an image with their FLIR camera and embed that information into InSite so it's actually viewable by Sean, by Manny, and even by the guys that do the everyday thermography inspections, Theo and Pete. Now, InSite's uniqueness is its inspection efficiency. It's going to be a very simplified way of doing business and way of managing your assets. I like to say the organization is kind of like everywhere you go, you're pulling along a file cabinet full of folders and full of papers and full of images, full of details of the problems that you had. You're pulling that along everywhere you go with our organization that you have in InSite. And the sharing content to FLIR InSite is going to be very unique. You can share information immediately, instantly, and you also have the ability to categorize that historical data and share that. When we look at simplified data recording, I have a simple slide here, just a couple of things, and that's what it's like using InSite. You simply go out with your camera, and when you see a problem, you can take an image. If you have a FLIR test and measurement meter that has MeterLink, you can send that data into your camera, whether it's electrical readings inside of an electrical panel or whether it's the moisture readings on a wall. You can send that data directly to your FLIR infrared camera, And at any point in time with InSite connected very basically and very simply to your FLIR camera, we can use that to choose from the last image taken from the camera, or even open the library within the camera and choose an image that best corresponds to the asset that you're looking at that time. Now, I've talked a little bit about organizing assets and inspections. And the uniqueness about FLIR InSite is you can do all of this in that prepare segment. I can upload all of this information in an Excel batch form, send it into my InSite program from my desktop. I can also do that preparation and organization while I'm in the field. If I'm a service provider, I can add a customer that maybe is a new customer I forgot to add on my desktop. If I'm at that customer's site, I can pull up a new site or a new location or a new route that I have there. And if it's an asset that maybe is just not in there, or maybe it's just unique, it's not something that we normally look at, that we normally qualify, or that we normally categorize, I can add that new asset right from my phone while I'm in the field. Now, a unique thing about InSite as well is the analyzation and the categorization in the field. Now, there are some cameras, many cameras from FLIR, that allow you to do all the analyzation on camera. But in InSite, if you wanted to pull that image in and analyze it, maybe you forgot to add a little spot, or you wanted to change the color palette, you can do that in InSite very easily. Now, once that's done through FLIR Tools mobile application inside of your phone, you can also assign a criticality. I can say that this is an approved. This is a critical issue that we need to monitor or we need to inspect quickly. And all of that information is stored in our FLIR InSite cloud for asset history management. I can pull up an image from last year. I can pull up an image from last month and see what that image was supposed to look like, what that piece of equipment is expected to look like. And if I send this out to a repair technician, there's a work order to get this repaired, I can send that information out to that technician and they know the problem and what it looks like. They can repair it, and if they have a FLIR camera, they can take an image and show that this has been repaired. Now, we can also work collaboratively. And what we mean by this, if you have multiple people, if you have co-workers within your organization that may perform inspections on the same equipment as you do, you can share your InSite access to a number of those collaborators. And again, some of these people may only collaborate when you're on vacation or when you're tied up in another job. Some of these people may be a continual collaborator, and we can use that to make sure that all of this information is shared and communicated across an organization very seamlessly. But what about if you may need to get outside of your organization? What if you may need to get outside of a collaborator that looks at that same equipment? You can also share your results with our invitation. You can send a new invitation to a customer that may only need to look at this, and this is limited in what they can see. They can't add assets to this, and they cannot manipulate the assets that are in here, but they can view this information. I have an electric motor company that seems like their motors aren't holding up like they should. You can send them an invitation so that you can share this information with them. And after you have all of this, we've got full data analysis in real time. And when we say in real time, the second that you hit save, the second you add that information into InSite, if you're on a network, that information is available to that supervisor or that maintenance manager immediately. They have full visibility to what you have with that information being on the cloud, and you can do that data analysis as needed. And there will be more of that to come with our trending and our potential graphing analysis. When we talk about more to come right now, we have a basic version of FLIR InSite that allows a lot of capabilities. And the reason we say it's free right now is because we're going to be building on InSite. We're going to be building on InSite with your feedback. We're going to be building on InSite with the needs that you see in the industry. We will have a professional, a Pro Plus, and even an enterprise tier of InSite in due time. This is a proposed look at maybe some of the features, but as I said, we're going to make sure that we build this program around your needs. The basic program to start with is going to have limited data storage at 1 gigabytes, and we can be able to manage that very easily. Up to 10 collaborators, maybe up to 20 customer sharings. But as you see, as we move into potentially in our proposed next level, we're going to have 10 times the amount of data storage. We're going to have double the amount of collaborators, all the way up to a complete unlimited usage in our enterprise solutions. Our first official release of this version of InSite was in May. Now, this has some new features. I've talked a little bit about some of those, like batch importing from the Excel file. That preparation phase of making sure everything's ready to go and you've prepared for your inspections before you even get out into the field. But you're also going to be able to customize your asset status. You're going to be able to enter site locations, enter these surveys, and enter assets while you're in the field. While you're in that inspection phase of FLIR InSite, you're going to be able to automatically Wi-Fi transfer those images. It's going to automatically know the last image you took on your camera, and it's going to pull that into FLIR InSite just by the click of a button. If you may have taken some images and you forgot to go add something, you can go back and look at the image gallery and pull in the image that best corresponds to the asset that you've entered in InSite. We're going to be able to pull the FLIR meter data into the camera, and whatever meter data that you utilize in our unique MeterLink technology, that data will be pulled into InSite automatically. And then in the deliver phase, I'm so excited about the instantaneous cloud-based delivery with collaborators. The second you hit save in InSite, somebody else has visibility to that asset, maybe that problem. Now we can also create some basic and some simple PDF reports that you can share with collaborators or share with the people that you have in the invitation, or even just send an email to anybody within there. We will have some unique marketing solutions and some support material to support the InSite program. The first of those is our InSite marketing website. We're going to have a website dedicated to educating and training and gathering that feedback from you, the customer, on how we can make InSite better. That's going to be a very basic website at FLIR.com/InSite. And if you're on this call and you're outside of the United States, it's going to be FLIR.eu/InSite for the time being, as we upgrade the FLIR website to be more applicable to each individual country and each individual URL. But because this is a unique product for FLIR, it's an actual product that needs its own website. We're going to have the InSite product website that is independent of the FLIR website, and it's going to be simply FLIRInSite.com. This is where you're going to go to register for an account, to add the information within the account. This is where you're going to go to do that preparation phase of InSite so that you can pull those assets out of a batch process through an Excel file, or maybe to review the images that somebody in the field is immediately sending into InSite. But we do want to make sure that we help you in understanding how InSite works. So we have an InSite tutorial video. Right now we're going to look to put this on YouTube. This will be on the FLIR.com or FLIR.eu/InSite website. And so we're excited about this. So I do want to show you just a real quick video. I want to show you this tutorial video to help you understand how InSite works and to help you understand how it's going to help you. So here's the FLIR InSite tutorial video.
Hi everyone, and welcome to this introduction to FLIR InSite, the new tool from FLIR that organizes and simplifies your thermal inspections. In this video, we will see how FLIR InSite can help you prepare thermal inspections, make data collection easier, and share your results with colleagues and clients in real time. FLIR InSite consists of both a web-based tool and an app that goes with it. We will look at how they work together with your FLIR thermal camera to save you time, increase the quality of the thermal data you collect, and make that data available. To get started, go to FLIRInSite.com. Register by entering your name and email address. Verify your email address and choose a password. When you enter, click My Account. Edit your details and add a role description. and select a profile picture. Your name, profile picture, and role will be shown as you share information with coworkers and clients. Select whether to display temperatures in Celsius or Fahrenheit, and whether to use meters or feet, and which logo to include in your reports. Under Storage, see how much space you and your collaborators have used. Collaborators are typically co-workers that perform inspections on the same assets, sites, and customers as you and are easily invited. InSite includes a certain amount of storage and collaborators in the basic tier. If you need more, just upgrade with one of our affordable plans. To start preparing your inspections, create a new customer. Enter a name and a short description. Click to open the customer you just created. Create a new site for this customer. Every customer has one or more sites. In the site, you will see ongoing and completed inspections, all empty for now. Open the Asset tab and create a new asset. Enter the asset ID or name, something unique allowing you to identify the asset later. Click on the new asset. You can enter the type of asset, where it is located, and add a description. On the Asset page, you see the results of historic inspections of that asset. Since adding assets manually can be time-consuming, you might prefer the Batch Import function. Open or export a list of assets to Excel. Arrange them so that you have Asset ID, followed by category, location, and description. Remove any header row and save the file as a tab-separated text file. Make sure the file is formatted as UTF-8 if you have special characters. And import. You are now ready to create your first inspection. Head over to the App Store to download the InSite app. When you open the app, you will see all recent, ongoing, and completed inspections. Clicking the plus sign in the bottom right corner will create your first inspection. Enter the name of the inspection and click Next. Choose one of the customers you have previously created or create a new one with the plus sign in the upper right corner. Choose which site and which assets to include in your inspection. Open the inspection, and you see a list of the assets to be inspected. You can download into offline mode, add additional assets to the inspections, or write a note. Click on the asset you plan to inspect first. Click on the asset name to see details. Here you will also be able to see historic inspections of the asset. Currently, there is no camera connected. Click the camera icon in the lower left corner to start and initiate camera connection. You will need to connect via Wi-Fi to the camera. Head over to the Wi-Fi settings on your phone and on the camera. You will find them under Settings and Connections. Select whether you want the camera to share Wi-Fi or connect to an existing network. Input the password shown. Back in the app, the Choose Camera button should now turn blue. Select the camera you want to connect. There are several ways to import images. In the Asset view with your camera connected, images are automatically uploaded as you take them. Click to see more details and make changes. Through the seamless integration with Tools Mobile, you can add or edit hotspots, change palettes, and more. To use another image, replace it. You can either choose the latest image taken with the camera, select an image from the camera storage, or upload one from your photo gallery. Browse the camera storage until you find the image you need. Click on the image of your choice to import it. Scroll down to view the image parameters, thermal and electric measurements. Go back and set the correct status and add notes. Head to your inspection and you will find your newly inspected asset at the bottom of the list. Continue your inspection until you have inspected all the assets. When you have completed our inspection and are ready, review your results and share with clients and colleagues. When you have checked your results, mark the inspection as completed. On the Asset page, you can see current inspections and study the asset history. The asset history shows the results of all inspections made on that asset. It allows you to go back and review the results of all your previous inspections and can be crucial in determining whether there has been temperature changes indicating potential issues. Click to generate and send a quick report to yourself. The report, which can be sent from the app as well, is automatically generated based on a predefined template. It includes a table of contents providing an overview of the status of all assets in the inspection, as well as a page with the results of every asset inspected. Head back to the customer page. You can also share results by inviting customers to review the inspections in a secure portal with the click of a button. When invited to share the results, customers will be able to review all their inspections and the asset history, but not make changes. InSite also offers the ability to work collaboratively on inspections, customers, and assets with your colleagues. Invite a collaborator, and after accepting, your collaborator gets access to all the customers you have created. With FLIR InSite, you make sure that all your inspection data is efficiently and uniformly connected, organized, and shared in a consistent way. Try it out today.
Well, I hope you're as excited as we are about the next step or the first step in FLIR's journey into these digital solutions and into this digital world. I want to thank you for your time today, and want to just let you know that we will have more information, more details as we get your feedback on how we can solve your problems and how we can make InSite better to ensure that it fits your needs. But thank you for your time today, and if you need more information on FLIR InSite, once again, go to flir.com or flir.eu/insight. Thank you.